And we're gonna start things on dueling Beetles. Hot zone once more. You want to have a lot of area control. Chester would be good for that. Crow and Lou, all three of those stand out here. First pick on the side of Rival, and they're gonna go with a fairly safe option here. Want to break open the map a bit as well. Dueling Beetles is one of these maps where you can play some long-ranged options. Pierce, for example, left open here, but of course you have to break the map. Ruffs is the man to do so, or the dog to do so, I guess.
Yeah, true. I think you've hit the nail on the head, really. For Crazy Raccoon, it's a pretty much must pick up for me, at least. I mean, the Ruffs then is going to be a bit counterintuitive on the side of Rival Esports, and glad to see the Crow and the Ziggy bans. Those are the two brawls that I'm particularly looking out for, especially on this kind of map. So Oaks is going to be their first draft in. Still really versatile. I feel like it's taken maybe a little bit of a drop off as now Ball not as, I still say it as strong, but it's still disgusting. But I mean, from the nerf, it's definitely taken a hit, which has been notable. So the Otis is a nice kind of safe first pick brawler.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And, you know, not just against the Bull, which can show up occasionally nowadays, but not, as you say, as much. It's definitely, we're thankful for those nerfs at least. But yeah, Otis really solid, still good into, you know, the Kenjis that can be played on this map, the more aggressive brawls with some Dracos, stuff like that as well on these hot zones. They're going to take the Finks. It's just another one of those really versatile mids. Very solid. Obviously, you can turn back time, TP backwards, have the supers down on the zone. And you've already got a brawler who's going to be using those projectiles that are going to be slowed as well. A lot of the time we see some melee brawlers that don't really get affected by it into it, but the Ruffs obviously going to find it a lot more hard to hit shots now.
Waiting to see how they want to combine this Ruffs, honestly, and what's up their sleeve in that regard. Because the Lou's banned out here as well, so handing over a hypercharge. Probably not going to be the Kenji, but it will definitely allow the Kenji to get more done with a helping hand of that supply drop. So I like that, but it is playing into the Otis, so there's just a little bit of a consideration there. I feel like some mirroring needs to be done on the side there of Crazy Raccoon. The third and final pick. I love this Sphinx, by the way, as well. It's one of my favorite brawlers to have on this map, so I'm liking Crazy Raccoon's chances so far.
Is it still going to be the Pierce now? Of course, not too good into Finks. It's going to be another long-ranged brawler here. Makes a lot of sense. If they decide to break open the map with Ruffs, they need some range as well. So Meeple is going to come in here. Do like the brawler. Again, very versatile with two different gadgets that both are fairly strong. On the left-hand side now, Ems maybe as an answer to the Kenji. Still left open, also fairly decent into Ruffs. He at least can't play any sandbags. They're going to go with the aggressive option instead, though. Draco as an answer, I guess, to Kenji.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it being played into the Kenji on Open Business, and I think the Kenji still won, and he did an incredible job of playing it as well. So I think Tensai, you know, you're going to have to do a solid job. Yes, you should be winning that matchup, but there's still times where it can quite easily switch on you. I do really like this Crazy Raccoon draft, to be honest. I think the Kenji's going to have a real tough time into the Otis. If he manages to start cycling these mutes, it's going to be very difficult for him. But I think the Meeple's a great shot, and you made a great point of it can be kind of either gadget depending on the situation. So I think that's a great selling point for Meeple at the moment.
Well, it's immediately Rival Esports on the zone, and look at Toro straight to Tensai. Those rough sandbags going to help in hand this early start, and it's CR that are behind in that regard. 20% already as Rival Esports, really wasting no time whatsoever to get on the zone.
Yeah, doing a good job out off the start. Tensai moving forwards now. Jumped on the back of that dragon, breathing some fire, and Milcreo trying to get some shots in as well. Toro coming around the side, forcing out the gadget of Tensai, but you know, he didn't really need to use it in the end. Gets hit now by Utapin as he just kind of lingers and waits for that shot. Fast Splatter will manage to secure the kill, and now Rival sliding back onto this zone, gets muted out of there. And this is the issue we felt was going to be the problem for Kenji. You know, the Otis just constantly there, ready to mute him out.
Now CR, fully locked in. Meeple super down, Tensai's going to take a tap. The rest of them will probably stay pretty far back away from it. But Ryu is outstaying his welcome, and despite a back to the finish to gadget, he will still fall.
Yeah, didn't really move too far back, though, to be fair, did he? I think he teleported about a quarter of a tile or something like that, so a bit of a positional awareness that he needs to kind of lock in for the future. Tensai surviving on 1 HP thanks to that gadget. And now some good shots coming through from Rival in firm control. Milcreo just pinching back, which can be an issue, but Utapin throws down a super. Quite aggressive behind this unbreakable wall. Tensai will pop the gadget, hypercharge to follow it along with it as well, and that did absolutely nothing. And a massive waste from a couple of the Crazy Raccoon players there as Rival just keep control of the mid.
Well, time warp down, Milcreo still will stay alive, though, despite being quite low. Finds one. Now, Tensai joins the mid. But there's so much time to make up for as Rival Esports only need just the 8%. Now, Toro, with the helping hand of his teammates, will now just flood that zone. nothing that CR can do. It wasn't a complete overthrow towards the end of the game, just a 26% differential, but still, pretty much the entire way through, Rivals seemed in control.
Yeah, it just didn't really feel like a lot was happening in that game, to be honest with you. Like, it just very kind of back and forward. Someone walks in the zone, someone walks off. I think Crazy Raccoon have a definite chance of being able to bring this one back and get some games on the board, because they didn't look out of it by any means. There was just a few wastes here and there. Tensai wasted the one hypercharge he got.
Well, again, it's the same story. CR very slow off the mark, struggling against this Kenji, which was drafted prior to their third and final. Now down falls Moya also. And just see how I've not got a single look, just 1%. And Rival Esports are just quite happy, quite just chilling on that mid, and not really being contested nearly enough.
Yeah, Totoro's doing a great job.
Was that a mute into a sandbag?
It was a mute into the unbreakable wall, I think. I don't think he hit anything. Like, I don't know if he auto-aimed it and he was in the grass and it just went upwards towards the meeple. But yeah, when you're 60% down, I don't think those are the kind of things you can be wasting, especially Tensai Gadget here as well, trying to do it all on his own. But I mean, it might just be the day of the underdogs.
Genuinely, now that I've seen this first, well, I'm going to say first set, because this is effectively over.
It's done.
It's done. I'm really quite regretting my predictions, and it's only just getting started. I mean, that wasn't just dominant. That was just an absolute walkover. It's Crazy Raccoon, Trav.
If I end this day on 2 predictions, I'm going to quit, I think, on the spot. I'll just walk out and never come back.
It's like, that was like my POV falling backwards, by the way. This is the world champions. This is kind of how I felt looking back into February, where they left.
This is why I said they're weird, Ark. They're weird. Throw it back to the quarterfinal, mate. They're just weird. They're a weird team. Next set, they'll probably come back and absolutely destroy them. Yeah. But you just never know what you're going to get with them. You get, you know, mutes into walls and wasted hypercharges with Draco, or they win the world champions.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's just so. I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to say it, but it is so much so. But you're right. You know, last year they were littering the scoreboards with 3-2 score lines. You know, reverse sweeps. I think we had more of them than we did just kind of straight sweeps. And you know, that was the same story to be told on the world stage. Somehow they still managed to make it all the way to raise the ultimate prize in our game. I mean, 1 for Moya, 2 for Milkbrew, 3 for Tensai, 10 for Utapin. 560 DPS, and I mean, not a single person on the side of CR had more DPS. That's kind of, let's say it's one-sided.
Yeah, it was very one-sided. Only like 10% in the second game, and the first one was fairly close. And like I said, after the first one, I'm not counting Crazy Raccoon out of this, because they can absolutely get back into it. A few mistakes, and then there was more mistakes in the second than the first. So a little bit worrying, but then again, you know, it's one set. They can bounce back, they can draft a bit better, play better, and they'll be straight back into this. And I don't doubt that that'll be the case.
It's like a massive bait, isn't it? It's like they do this.
Full
they sort of dangle the carrot. Yeah, they are. They're like that same old story of do we sweep them, or do we make it 2-3 and make them believe they had a chance? It's that for CR that really sums them up for me. Never normally the first off the mark, but the ones to seal it. But the question is now, is this just an off day? We had some reservations coming off their quarterfinals match, and their opposition obviously, you know, being very much lacking to their senior. I don't know what to make of that first set, honestly, more than that.
Yeah, I don't know what you can say about it, because it's clearly just Crazy Raccoon drafting and playing pretty poorly. Like, there's nothing more to it. I'm sure they're going to bounce back. I'm sure they're going to be fine. They'll probably get this next set on the board, and they'll be back. We'll be like, oh, well, no worries. They're going to win quite easily now. But yeah, it's just such an unpredictable team. You never know what you're going to get with them. In terms of rival, they just played well. They really did. You can't fault any of their gameplay. You said Meeple's got 500 and something DPS. Like, with Meeple's DPS, I don't know if he's going to have missed a shot at that point. Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, on to Safe Zone, and I hope for Crazy Raccoon's sake that this is a better mode for them here today. Very much the sharpshooter affair. I still feel like you just have to ban Chuck. It's you know, we don't tend to see it too often now in esports for that very reason, but I feel like for those teams that leave it open, they're going to answer for it. Yeah, Chuck and the PS ban, of course, Colt, Penny, Bull, and Crow. Kaze first pick, love that for CR, honestly. Quite glad to see it. I'm also glad to see the PS ban, but I think that, honestly, ESAG have not been banning PS nearly enough. We'll see how that fares for EMEA tomorrow. But Kaze first pick, it's a fantastic one. I think that Eve can still have a pretty decent matchup on this kind of map. It's kind of just one of those brawlers that's kind of escaping back through slightly.
Yeah, Bell comes in as that kind of long range. You can play it down one of the lanes if you want to, through mid, more than likely though, Melody to go along with it as well. This one we kind of touched on earlier. It's just a brawler that it's kind of the most manageable, other than Kaze, but Kaze was bad. I think it's like the most manageable aggro. You can still have a say in the game without having to constantly be at the safe, like you would, you know, a Chuck or a Miko or something like that. So I like that. 2 solid picks. Also, if you're marking up the Kaze, you're going to be, you know, taking it down pretty simply. But the ability to switch forms obviously helps that a bit as well.
Yeah, the nest eggs as well. You know, the more time goes on, the less chance you really have to get a valuable offense. Charlie going to come through. Yeah, I was thinking Charlie or that, you know, maybe the Cordelius potentially as answers for that Melody. So glad to see that CR are valuing the strength of Melody, because it's pretty much exactly what you have when Chuck is the first band. Melody's like the second one that you consider. Yeah, Eve going to come in now for Crazy Raccoon. It's a weird one, Eve, because like it's just not really had much happen to her, but like a lot of pros now starting to bring her back into some game modes, and it's quite nice to see. We're seeing it a lot in Heist specifically, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you don't want to be playing Charlie Kaze into Eve. That's probably the issue they've been faced with there. So although it might not be the favourite brawler, and don't get me wrong, it's good because you can go across that the right-hand side and actually have a bit of a fight there rather than just conceding it straight off the start. But Berry over the other side as well. To be fair, they haven't got much hitting power straight off the start. Berry not going to have much DPS as he leads those lingering puddles. And Melody's not dropping much damage from range at all, to be honest with you. So it's a bit of a mid-range affair, this. Obviously, Kaze and Melody kind of going to be going at it. But it's a weird draft, this. It's only kind of
weird
one
draft for a weird team, Trev.
Exactly.
Well, CR on the back foot is not what I expected to see in the semi-finals so far. So let's hope they lock in for this one, as these very ice creams are littering the map now. That's really what Rival are depending on massively. Ryohei cycling back now, and is allowing a bit of time for Pink to come in. Moya missed that cocoon. That's devastating. You really can't do that.
Yeah, Ryohei's going crazy. He's had like 3 supers already, and his team are getting up the map. Kaze just going, has a super, which will be some decent damage on the safe, and there's a few of the shots coming in from Berry as well, which will do more of the same. That might be an Eve going down. It's going to be a pretty close matchup there between him and Yutupin, and he does actually get it. Traded out, though, by Moya. Percentage-wise, it's actually kind of control all to Rival at the moment, but Crazy are going to win it.
Yeah, crazy there from Tensai. Really fantastic values. The hypercharge now comes in. Nice cocoon this time round from Moya, but it's going to allow a lovely paving for Yutupin to come in to get even more damage. There's another safe crack now on both sides of the field. It's just a little bit more damage to help with those berry ice creams to get Rival Esports into the lead, but Tensai there on that save prior to that, getting really consistent damage. That's multiplier, of course, to get that exact pixel on the side of the Kaze coming full circle. And now a Fanstorm goes down to maybe give CR some breathing space to get back in the aggression.
Yeah, couldn't quite clip it onto safe there, I don't think. So no damage came from that. I'm not sure if that's what he was going for or not. Here's the hypercharge coming up now. Yutupin gets away, and that's going to be a guaranteed crack right there. See if he can survive against Tensai in the backside. Ryohei trying to provide some help, but throws some ice cream onto the safe. Yutupin gets another one on the right side. That's absolutely huge for them. Charlie pops a hypercharge on the defensive and doesn't actually end up using the super, and is marked up with only 24% left on the safe. It's going to be difficult for CR to win.
Have to stay in this position. Tensai with the hypercharge as well. He's for a Fanstorm though, and loses the teammate. It's just to be Moya now with a helping hand of the Spinelings to do something here. Trying to keep Ryohei low, trying to buy some time, but again, a missed cocoon. It's just looking bleak for CR so far in this first game, as now surely, 10% though, 10% though, could be done against the clock though. Difficult to believe that they can get 2 safe cracks.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard, and especially with all of them respawning here now as well. Berry ready to provide some heals, has the hypercharge ready to roll as well. If someone kind of feeds that, there's the Fanstorm, good use of it as well. Catches 2 of them inside, he's just going to retreat back, and that's a good kill on the right side from Yutupin as well. Now, cocooned up, but there's no time on the clock to get the job done, and Rival, again, going to be taking it. They had their moments, they did. Kaze was looking okay at certain points, got some Fanstorms on the safe and was the majority of the attack. But Rival just in control of the map for the most part, and the Berry non-stop heals to his teammates.
Do you know what this is starting to remind me of? The last semi-finals. You know, it's a definite divide, isn't there, really, between CR and Rival in this instance. And I'm really impressed with Ryohei. I think that he's making a massive amount of support for his team. Interesting to see there as well that Friendship is great gadget with except for Tailspin for the heals, because normally you would be playing healthy additives to get that additional lingering on the safe to get damage. They don't even need it. And he's got another super yet again, despite Tensai getting to the safe. I just feel like they're going to take care of him pretty swiftly and then recollect, and it's a matter of time before Utopin's on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and this is the thing, like, he's getting supers off his teammates healing, and that's just such a bonus on a map like this where they're also bunched up in the middle. He's going to have another super coming out of it as well. Ryohei goes really aggressive forwards and survives here as well. That's going to be the first crack done, and he might even be able to do some more there as well with Utopin still alive. They use another super on the backside to get the defense off, and he's not even dead yet. Gets a little bit more percentage, and the first crack not even taken by CR just yet.
CR just seem a bit flustered. There's a safe crack there from Milk Rio, and that's going to be a great time for it because now Rival Esports are collecting the defense. Pin could be tapped up a little bit here. Tensai will secure him as well and gets the double for that. Totori, not much he can do as a bell here. Tries to get a tap onto Moy, which may ricochet between these nest eggs coming in. There's a bounce from yet again. This is good. This is CR looking much, much better.
Yeah, it's a wonderful fan storm, catching all three of them in, and Tensai picks up another kill as well. Ryohei might have been forced to use another defensive super here, and Milk Rio can't quite get out that little portion. And yet another fan storm thrown on the safe. Really good from Tensai. He's just cycling these ones out. He goes for some damage on safe, thinks they can get it done here, but still 15% left. But I don't know if Rival can just keep control throughout the entirety of it. There's the super coming down along with a hypercharge from Moira, and Tensai forced to defend. They may be able to get this kill, but they're coming super aggressive there, and that should be the game done up top, and it is. I'm not sure if they've kind of just sacked off the game and let them finish, or they made a bit of a questionable decision to spring massively into offense.
Well, it's the first signs of life, isn't it, really, for Crazy Raccoon so far in these semi-finals. And I'm still not overly convinced. I feel like Ryohei on this berry is just absolutely dominant. And more often than not, his ability to stay alive and just pave the way for his teammates is keeping them alive. Look at this. Oh, that's great aggression. Oh, fantastic pinch between Moya and Milk Rio now. It places Tensai immediately onto the safe, and already that could be all body block, though. Not going to get a crack, but that's a fantastic start nonetheless.
Yeah, Milk Rio super low now. Places the super on the right-hand side. Some heals being provided, and that might even be picked up by the berry here. No, just about goes off and gets some spawners coming in. Milk Rio still in the back. Moya, more of the same. 20% difference so far. Tensai trying to get the work done, but Berry just can't do the same. They've figured something out over the last game, CR, and it's really working.
Oh, but Utopin escapes through. Uncontested, getting some taps into the safe, and gets the crack as well. Actually, in terms of his HP, that's huge. That's more than I was expecting he would do.
Yeah, massively needed there as well, but Milk Rio doing a good job down the bottom. Hypercharge available for Totoro and Ryohei here alike. Surely they were going to go on the little defense and try get Milk Rio out there, but it looks like they're just trying to prioritize Tensai and leave Totoro to do this defensive work on his own. Doing a good job of it, finding some good hits, and down the bottom, Berry should be able to get some save pretty soon. Tensai goes straight up with that, and they're just leaving it. They don't care about the defense at the moment, but coming forward now, I don't think this is a base race they can win.
It's not. It really is not, and they've got to take care of Tensai. It's just not happening. I mean, that is, to me, quite a large blunder. I mean, that was obvious. You can't overcommit with now the rework to heist, the safe cracks. It's very black and white to know where you stand in a base race, and they just didn't really seem to care for it.
Yeah, it's super surprising to see them do that. It's not the Rival Esports that we've been watching for the first 3 games of this series, at least, but then 2 very good ones from Crazy Raccoon there. And as I said, eventually they'll just bounce back. Like, they'll do some pretty poor games, some pretty poor decisions, but then Crazy Raccoon are just inevitably going to bounce back. I don't think Ryohei put the same work in games 2 and 3 as he did in the first, and I think it showed quite heavily.
Was it CR bouncing back from their mechanics, or was it just CR bouncing back because of Rival Esports' mistakes and capitalizing down on them?
I think Crazy Raccoon did make some really good changes to just go a lot more aggressive. You see in the second one, Tensai was getting more kills, more supers, rather than just kind of playing it a bit slower, which I think plays into Rival's hands in that circumstance. So nice stuff there. See Tensai with 7, Moy with 11. Some good defensive work. Milk Rio just providing a load of spawners and just being that kind of the helping hand along with that. But, you know, so, it wasn't a bad showing by Rival, I don't think. They made a few questionable decisions in Game 3 especially, but, you know, they're still 100% in this game.
Yeah, it was tough for Totoro on that defense, really. I think Milk Rio did a fantastic job of just getting into a really good spot on that top right-hand side. And, you know, once he's locked in, he can just sit there and just slowly over time tap away at the safe. And, you know, Totoro he just can't do anything about that with, like, no wall break. I mean, that player is just going to be locked in on the safe the entire time, and then leaves things wide open to be overrun there. CR did better, much, much better, for sure. I'm still not overly convinced, but I'm warming to them as the day goes on. And I think it was a bit of both, wasn't it? It was kind of like Rival Esports making some mistakes towards the end, but CR also starting to wake up their thumbs to the reality that is Rival Esports, who are a real threat today, genuinely. I was really impressed watching their quarterfinals match, and you've got to take them seriously. They mean business here today.
Yeah, I mean, if they go and do it, they've probably by far had the hardest run to the grand finals if they beat Crazy Raccoon here. Obviously, they're not facing Zeta Division, which would be the toughest final, I think. But then again, they did just get beaten by SKC. So Crazy Raccoon have definitely got some work to do here. And with Zeta Division losing, it gives them a big chance to get some points on the board and play a bit of catch-up against Zeta Division, who have had such a big success in this region so far. We're going on Sneaky Fields, ban-wise, Bull, Chester, and Crow out of the way, obviously along with the global bans from the side of Crazy Raccoon. The other side, the Mo, Shade, and the Ziggy. So some good bans out of the way from both teams.
Otis is the first pick for Rival Esports. Again, I really quite like Otis as a first pick worthy brawler. We're seeing it a lot today, though. We really are. And I'm kind of very curious how that will fare with the other regions where they follow suit. Has Otis kind of gravitated forwards? Bull banned in the Chester. Interesting to see how Bull's going to fare when Sirius is not banned as much too, because I think there's a really good shutdown for it. First pick going to be over then. Or the first pick for Crazy Raccoon over to their side. And definitely still some options here. Spike, I don't know.
You need to shut up about Spike, honestly. You're all hating on like the most versatile brawler in the game. I'm like, how can you be mad about a Spike?
Because it's just not, I just don't think it's as good as it was when the Buffies was running riot with it. I think that it's definitely settled down. That's the brawler I was going to mention was Rico. A very, very CR kind of pick. I think, yeah, I just don't think it's that flashy, which might be my reservation. I'm not always a massive fan of brawlers that just kind of are just...
Existing.
He's existing, yeah, sure. You can say that.
I like it. I really like Spike. Listen, if I'm in a ranked game and my random pick Spike, I'm like, yeah, fair enough. All right, I'm not going to complain
about it. Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. It's the same as Otis. I think it's just good against the majority of things. It doesn't really have, other than throwers on certain maps, a bad matchup. And the Rico along with it as well. I mean, you can't complain at that. It's been a brawler on this map for so long. Seems like Ruff's going to come in as well. The ability to bounce shots, the same as Rico, but provides that break as well, which gives Otis a bit of a lead in the majority of matchups, especially at least against the Spike and the Rico at the moment.
Tough to see if they do go tank now for Rival, because there is a third and final pick for Crazy Raccoon, which could just be a Charlie to shut it down fast. But the Otis and the Ruffs might be an idea to go for something along those lines. Let's see how they feel about things. The Ruff supply drop, of course, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But, like, I mean, there's still options to shut down a BB. I don't think BB's nearly as scary as she was since the nerf. So, I don't know. I thought that they might deviate away from it. I thought I might be talking myself into a corner, but I'm not pleased to see that tank there, honestly.
Yeah, I'm a big BB fan, and it just doesn't feel the same as it was, pre-balance changes, anywhere near so. Still fine, still decent, not going to complain it by any means, but I think, I'd say there's three brawlers who are pretty decent against tanks as well here for the side of Crazy Raccoon, so I think they've gone pretty well, and it's just like three of the most versatile brawlers in the game, so you can't really go wrong with Crazy Raccoon's draft. Not that I dislike at least the Ruffs and the Otis, but I do just think BB's so much weaker than she was.
Yeah, I wasn't overly convinced they were going to double down with it, but now Rival Esports are going to have to put their money where their mouth is and make this BB work. Certainly, if you can just utilize the speed gear, get forwards, get behind your opposition, and just try to evade the inevitable, which will be the vision gear rolling in on the side of CR, with brawlers that have got a lot of projectiles to be able to find them. That's the concern, really. Going to keep Milk Rio here on that right-hand side at the moment, and just now Tensai doubling down his time, and that's what I mean. The vision gear now going to be rolling in surely, and Milk Rio going to get a lot of value for this, even if he does go down. She doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, they've done well other than that, though. The other two lanes managed to win for the side of Rival Esports, but no matter how much running down the BB does, yes, she's going to get super, she's going to get control for the team, but Milk Rio at a certain point is just going to get bear after bear after bear, and they're swapping up now, and Moya trying to kind of enforce that matchup on the right-hand side. All three of them over the right, but Rio obviously can't be aware to that. Milk Rio's starting to make a move now, wants the bear, and he just walks straight to BB, but actually manages to evade one of the shots. Still, unfortunately, goes down. And CR yet again just kind of existing.
Playing some defense, for sure. And that makes me worried, as now Ryohei gets a lovely connection there with the bubblegum as well. Milkrio's got a hypercharge, but cannot have time to use it. And now a simple daisy chain forwards. It'll be an easy breezy goal for rival esports Crazy Raccoon on the back foot.
I mean, it helps a massive amount that the Ruffs just isn't breaking up the opposing portion of the map. The BB can still have free roam in the bushes. Here's the hypercharge though from the Nita, should do a really good amount of work. Rico seemed entirely missed, but Otis on the other hand misses one of his own. Hypercharge super from Totoro available now, and he goes for the ball, sends it to the corner, doesn't get it all the way, and Utapin won't either, and that leaves just B. They don't even commit for it. 3v1. Surely this is going to be a goal. Ryohei pops the hypercharge too, and the pass across is there. Milkreo with the walk. And yeah, that was a hypercharge waste, I feel, from BB.
He had to though. I mean, really,
I guess
it could have done well, but now we're seeing in the strat with the hypercharge supply drop handed over to Ryohei as well. Then taken care of as Milkrio's playing an amazing Nita. That was the playmaker in the last eventuality that Crazy Raccoon were able to score and tie things up. Now looking for a goal to win this first game. At just the right time, rival esports coming off the back spawn, getting tapped up. Tensai can't really heal though. He's got to stay on Ryohei and just make sure that it's manageable to work with going into an overtime scenario. Now the hypercharge, a bit of a desperate one of that from Ryohei, but it stays alive longer than I gave him credit for. He gets a good connection on the bubblegum, but I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it wasn't going to work, and then all of a sudden managed to get that kind of, obviously the swing speed increases. Oh, that looks like a nasty super coming in from Tensai. Gets two, but's muted up. There's the super from Moya on top of it as well. Just leaves it 3v1, can get the ball to the corner. Is Moya going to be there? Throws down a couple of tanking. Now the Nia Bear's still there, but it didn't turn around in time. Still gets the walk, and Crazy Raccoon come out on top. That almost went very wrong. Spike did not get behind his life plant in time. Wasn't there for the pass, but Crazy Raccoon come out on top regardless. Was a pretty back and forward game, a real solid start from Rival, but I don't think you can ever really keep that control for the whole game with BB.
I think that that's maybe their strategy though. I mean, like, I think that if they're going to try for it, it's going to be very tough to just stay in position the entire way through, just to work down the clock and then go for that goal. Ryohei, I think, can make some potential goal-scoring moments here. Milkreo now forcing the 2 versus 1 that he can't control. Well, actually, he can. Gets the kill and leaves you to pin standing. That was honestly against my expectations. He did really well there.
Yeah, they get the kill as well here, and that's going to be all 3 of them in the grass with big control in this mid. Crazy Raccoon just sitting here now and just want to farm some supers to be able to make the move towards the goal. Fat splatter in the mid. There goes the spike super, which forces them out of this bush and back towards the goal mouth. A super veil from Totoro wants to kind of break these walls, same as last time, so they can get a few more shots into it, but it doesn't look like it's happening at the moment. There, the wall's starting to come down, but Milkreo with a bear ready and waiting.
Well, he thought better of that right-hand side lane as Moya's trying to mirror. Tensai is tapping into Utapin quite nicely there as well. Just managed to duke those spike shots now though. Milkreo finds Ryohei on the right-hand side. Tensai takes care of business. But again, the pressure is not yet off Rival Esports, got by a long shot. Tensai gonna big whip there, massive whip, but he went for it, just didn't get rewarded by it.
I mean, he's still got so much damage in the multi-ball launcher, pretty much almost took Utapin out. So low now, 96 HP. And Milkreo just free walks back into the mid because Ryohei can't be scanning all 3 of them at this point, but gets nice kill there, really aggressive. Hypercharge bear coming through, and that tags the Otis, and they went way too aggressive here. Milkreo's going to punish, can slide behind the bear and surely get this goal. Moira will go for the shot off the wall and throws the ball into the goal. Crazy Raccoon get a goal off a lot of overconfidence there from Rival.
Ryohei needs to come in big now for his team, but the hypercharge of Moya will strike him down surely to a low position of power for Crazy Raccoon to keep pushing forward. Tensai there with a huge tap onto Ryohei. Punishes Utapin now as well, who's pushed way back. And this is brilliant from CR as quickly as that spring to life, as we need them to do so. They take the lead in a really fantastic way. The set's now really up against Rival Esports.
Yeah, they're so weird.
They're weird.
Like, they started so bad, got decimated in set 1, and then the last 2 sets they've made mistakes and then come back. It's like, it's crazy how, you know, back and forward they can be and how different they can play. Like, we'll see Tensai completely whiff a super and then beam 3 players at once. It's like, you don't know what you're going to get with this team, but you know, a lot of the time I do love it. Crazy Raccoon obviously ahead 2-1 now, and there's a few moments here and there where it was a bit close, but they get the win on the board nonetheless, and you know, that's what matters.
feel like they're so unserious that when it comes to starting the match, after that first they have to remind each other, wait guys, we need to actually hold off on the shoulder shuffles and some of the jokes and get down to brass tacks. But yeah, this is them looking much, much better in this matchup. But I wouldn't still count out Rival Esports just yet.
I don't think you can. I really don't think you can count them out yet. They're still looking pretty decent. You know, we question the BB coming into that one a bit, into 3 brawlers that are going to be very tough to push back when they get that bush control. So I think, you know, that's pretty much just down to the draft.
Rohe with 7 kills here. On the other side, we have 10 ML Creo. It's not about kills, it's about making the round thing go into the square thing. It's football. So in the end, Crazy Raccoon looking a bit stronger here and playing for the objective too. We now go over to doubles. Is this a map where Crazy Raccoon can close things out, or is Rival going to strike back here? A lot of tanks, a lot of assassins, which is usually not a strong suit of Crazy Raccoon.
You'd think that this is the place that it should end on any given day, but in the way that CR came into things, I just still have to hold back a little bit. Again, just one draft going the other way, it can all change so quickly. So bans are in. The Bow, the Nita, and the Otis, the Crow, the Sandy. First pick of Mo for Rival Esports, which again, quite underrated. I like to see it come through, so kind of quite happy where things are currently standing. And now over to CR.
Well, we'll see what this first pick comes down as. You know, a lot of these solid ones banned out. You kind of want to go for something a bit more versatile off the start. So having the Chester banned out, Crow banned out, Otis, you know, Bow, all these brawlers that can play a bit of mid, a bit of lane, no matter what you want. You can rotate them quite quickly. And, you know, Spoof said earlier, when you can make those rotations onto, you know, through the mid to the lane and switch up the matchups as you need to, it really does help it. Ark, I've just said, like, he's got the biggest smile on his face right now because his favorite brawler's been picked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Having Spike as your favorite brawler, not sure. Spike being picked up on the left-hand side. Right side, once more that Mo pick that is a comfort pick for Rival Esports. There's only really been 2 teams that have picked up Mo so far today. It's been SK Kalalas and it's been Rival. And so far, it always worked out for them. So, of course, pick him up again as first pick even might not be a bad idea here. We have a lot of the usual good brawlers on this map banned out here. I'm looking at my drafting sheet and I'm like, well, you only have like pick 10 and more still left open. Gale is going to be brought in here, also a brawler we don't see too often, but of course with many other tank counters out of the way, the Otis, the Chester, the Clancy, why not Gale? Kenny would be super happy.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happier than I am. I'm not overly convinced, honestly. I mean, at that stage of the draft, no one's picking Gale, so you've got a definite opportunity to pick up something which is more likely.
Crazy Raccoon is actually.
I just don't feel it.
The thing is, for me, when you see something like that, it's like, if they pick it, they know it's going to be able to do something. Like, they're not picking it at this level with this much at stake without having at least some faith in the brawler. So, listen, if they've got faith in it, I've got faith in it. Charlie comes down, though, and to be honest, I think that's, you know, a bit better.
The thing is, with the Mo first pick on the right-hand side already, they need something to deal with that. And there's still 2 picks left on the right-hand side. They could have still went with a Lily, a Mortis, a Kenji, some more aggression even. So picking up that Spike and Gale just makes it so it's harder to pick those brawlers. They go with the Charlie, the other potential tank counter that could have been picked up. I like the Charlie better than the Gale in that. But they're still going to go with the Lily regardless of there being a Gale on the left-hand side. So clearly it wasn't enough to shock Rival out of that idea.
Yeah, I'm very curious. very curious.
This never happens.
Gale Twister, okay, is a good deterrent of the Lily. So that is something which, you know, obviously the Lily player is going to be targeting other options. Yeah, I don't know. It's very rare to me on the desk to be as reserved as this. As Trav says, CR are picking it for a reason. I just don't know how I feel about it.
Just looking at the draft, I definitely side with that red draft from Rival. What are you guys picking here if this was your match?
Oh, mate, you know, I'm taking Tara any day of the week, mate. Like,
there's no Tara in from these two.
Oh, right, well then I'm taking the red side, like 100%. I just feel like it's such an odd draft from Crazy Raccoon.
But they will probably still win it. No, they're weird, Trav, you know? Like, they probably will. Like, this is what they do, right? I mean, there's a nice Twister. This is what I was thinking coming to the match. That's the only kind of thing that I can see is, is this like a moment of genius from CR? Are they preempting the Lily pick? Were they kind of baiting Rival Esports to go in with Lily, knowing that the Twister was going to be a good shot, and they were still daring enough to go for it? Is that what's happening here? Help me out.
I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I really can't. I don't know what's happening, to be honest with you. I suppose it's going to be good against the Mo as well. When the Mo comes in, you can place a twister, you can knock back. So, like, I think no matter what lane he's got, he's going to be okay on it. Playing the Buster through the mid as well, I think it's a bit more of a saving grace, more HP, so the Lily can't kind of come into it, get the kill. Even with that hypercharge, it's going to be a bit more difficult to bring him down. So, listen, I'm watching it, it's working, and that's a way to Cocoon.
I get you. I mean, still Tutorial will win that right-hand side lane, putting a lot of pressure into Tensai as well. Ryohei not done yet. And that is the gem stolen out of the pockets of Crazy Raccoon. Oh, Ryohei might outstay his welcome back into the realm. Unreal tech from Ryohei.
Yeah, I mean, that was phenomenal. All three members of Rival Esports just kind of put Tensai on a plate for him there. He just knew if he hit that super, he was going to get the kill. And then followed it with the hypercharge. Incredible as well to be able to gadget out of that position too. Hypercharge ready to go now for the Mo, trying to get the kill and does get one. Should be able to be traded by Tensai and is. Milcreo looking for it desperately now and super used when he got the gadget as well. Really, really nice stuff from Ryohei. That is just gorgeous.
Not out of the woods just yet. Milcreo is getting some taps, getting the slow Moya from the right-hand side, but he's low HP and can't realistically contest this. Gets the super down just in the nick of time. It's Tensai comes in big, gets the gems back, but they've got to evade this before they evade the Cocoon, and Tensai, he was the one that had them stolen. He's got them back running to the spawn. Ryohei with a big whip as well. Oh my word, what did we just witness? Crazy Raccoon, the heist of the century.
I mean, they get heisted and then heist them back. That is just incredible. Really good gem grab, and that's just what gem grab's about. You can dominate, you can turn the game around, but then you can still lose it. It's just incredible gameplay from CR. I mean, the Lily play's still somehow fresh on my mind. Like, you'd have thought after that massive turnaround I'd be talking about, you know, how incredible they are at turning it around, but the Lily play was just incredible.
It's such a shame because Ryohei was going absolutely crazy, and we're not talking about that as a win for Rival, but a win, and more importantly, a match point for Crazy Raccoon. And I just didn't see that one coming.
Tensai got to be careful here. Cocoon's there and he can't bounce it back in time. Will just narrowly survive but should fall in a second. Totoro gets the kill, will go towards Milcreo as well. And that Twister's not saving anybody. Good kills, but they're not overcoming for the gems there. I feel like maybe they could have got them.
Maybe. I think the range of Moya might have kept him trickling low, and I think that Totoro wants to be able to assert himself against. It's a hard matchup against that Gale on the right-hand side, so he needs to ensure that he is as tanky as possible. Popping again, the dodgy digging gadgets to try to get that super faster with that additional. Ryohei, left-hand side, trying to find Moya potentially, does so as well. Tensai will have the final say. And it's 5 gems for Rival, 2 in the mid. Tensai finds one of them, 4 for Crazy Raccoon.
Yeah, 6 up there for Rival now, and Toro with the super in hand, looking to try and work towards his hype to be able to bring Tensai down. Moya rotated over to the left-hand side now, and the Gale onto the Lily. Ryohei's going to have to be pretty careful here, might have to use a gadget to stay alive. Solo gets his hyper, and will be back, I'm sure, with a vengeance to try and do the same as last game once more.
Tensai now, waiting for Moya to come forwards, has the hypercharge, and that's what I'm looking for as Milcreo is just completely annihilating this top side of the map. A nice blustery blow to get to find out where his opposition lie as well. There's a miss there for the Cocoon yet again. Ryohei's in a good spot, surviving on. Missed there though, as the nerves might be starting to take hold.
Yeah, so close now, but they've got to be very cautious of this Mo hyper. Just trying to get Tensai low to be able to bring him down. Lovely stuff from him, but gets pushed back. It's 9-8. Make it 9-9 now as Tensai grabs one off their opponent's side, and Moya just staying in this left-hand side. Nobody wants that matchup.
Toro now is in a dangerous position, and this mid is still going to be battled over, as that one, not enough for CR. They need one more. Ryohei now in a perilous spot, but goes straight into the realm, the right-hand side as well. Toro waiting for his time to strike. Goes to Milcreo. Milcreo gets the blustery to blow back, but it's still Rival Esports on their feet. One gem in the mid, and another one's falling in now. Moya's going to fall down as well. It's going to be massive. It's still Tensai now. The hypercharge waited for the perfect moment to use it. And CR going back with all the goods.
I mean, it's huge they didn't manage to get that off there, and he's grabbed the one from mid as well that they could have tied it with. It's not a good showing now, and they get the kill up top as well. They're going to need to bring down Tensai. 3 seconds left. Tensai solo. Mo comes in, gets it done. He gets the trade now. 8 gets pushed back into the spawn and will fall, but it buys them more time. No chance from the mid. 15 in the hand of Crazy Raccoon.
but time is really against Rival Esports. They got little to fight back with now. Rio here's got a super, but I mean, Milk Rio's max HP. Now Utopin as well. Solo himself to Torin needs a super, and time is against Rival Esports, and CR just about do it. They're going to still make the grand finals and defy the odds. But boy, oh boy, did Rival give a good battle. That last set was phenomenal. But CR continue their reign on this region. Can they go back-to-back now? That is the question.
I mean, a great set of gem grab that. The turnarounds in game one with the Lily plays and then the Buster turning it back around, and the resets in game two. Incredible stuff from both these teams. They put on a great show. It might not have been a 3-2, but probably one of the best 3-1s we've seen in a while.
I definitely believed in Rival today after what they showed us against Fennel, who is fighting for their life to make it to Brawl Cup. I really believed if anyone can stop Crazy Raccoon today, it might be them. But I believe Zeta Division's reign was already over last month. This might just be Crazy Raccoon now doubling down and coming in as the winner of it all today again. We'll see if they actually manage to do so. They're now moving on into the grand finals, and they have SK Kalalas as their opponent. Someone they didn't face too often yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a weird one for them, I'm sure, not facing Zeta Division in the finals. Because that's, I'm sure, who they would have prepared for. I'm guessing that's who they would have expected. So it's going to be different to what they will have, like, I'm sure, like, scrimmed on, drafted on before, playing a different team. And I don't think anybody would have expected SKC to be in this grand finals against Crazy Raccoon, but this is the matchup that we deserve at the end of today, and SKC are 100% deserving to be there, along with, of course, Crazy Raccoon with some great performances there. Listen, I still question